What's happening with it, man? I have what I think is a really good essay coming your way, but I need a little bit more time on it. So, I might get it to y'all tomorrow night. It might be Tuesday. Hopefully it's not Wednesday, because I fly to St. Louis on Wednesday. But no matter what, I have something that I think is really good coming y'all way. We gonna, jump back in the lion's den and, tackle this issue of self-hatred, right? But what I want to talk about today is community, right? The reason I'm so big on community is because as far back as I can remember, I have always lived in a community, right? Gang neighborhood or not. I told y'all it was a Hispanic man that, picked me up and brought me to my mom's doorstep when I got hit in the eye with that swing. I remember it like it was yesterday. It's crazy how you remember traumatic events. But, he rushed right over to me, scooped me up, and I just remember him running me across the street to my mom at her doorstep. Like, how did he even know where I lived? That's because he was a part of the community. That's what you did back then. You watched the 5-year-old walk across the street to his house. Make sure he got in that door. Make sure nothing happened to him. Make sure a dog ain't attack him or anything like that. That's what you did back in the day. It was just another set of eyes on you, right? I remember when me and my brother, I don't know if it was Preem or Kyle, but we were playing at Lois Craig. It used to be like 30, 40 kids playing at Lois Craig, back in the day on the weekends or after school, whatever. But it was always, that one amongst us that every now and then went and pulled that fire alarm. So now everybody's scattering like roaches because we know the fire department coming, right? We got to get off school grounds. And we jumped the fence, and as soon as we landed on the other side, we heard, I'm telling your daddy. And we looked up. We was like, it wasn't us. We ain't do it. He said, you bet not had. Y'all get home. That was Daniel Coleman dad. What's crazy about it is that Daniel Coleman dad was the preacher. The preacher was going to tell our gangster dad, our gangster step-pops, that his sons was out in the streets into some nonsense. And I believe he would have done it, and had he done it, we really would have gotten in trouble. We really would have gotten in trouble for that, right? Remember my mom telling me a story of, she was being tailed one day, being followed home on some road rage stuff, right? And so instead of going home, she said she pulled up to Mimo house. If you remember Mimo house, or if you know, it used to be at least 10 to 20 people out in front of Mimo house at all times, talking just big, cock diesel motherfuckers, right? They had the little Impalas out there, them 2 Impalas with the candy paint sitting on them Daytons. So she pulled up to Mimo house, and obviously the person, following her, is unaware of where she pulling up to, so they pulled up right behind her. Seeing all them dudes, ski skirt, geese on, right? It's just, it's just community, man. It's just community. It was a set of eyes on you. People were looking after you. Remember me and Giles, we got pulled over walking right over there by the where the old health district used to be, right across the street from the hoods. We walking from his house. He stayed right behind the fire department in the crossroads. He like 16 years old or whatever at the time, 15, 16. And we walking from his house to mine. That's like a 30-minute walk. We get pulled over. We continue straight to my crib. That news beat me home. When me and Antoine fought after getting off the school bus, right there on Pecos and Coleman. We fought, boop, boop. I took that L. Yeah, Antoine had them long ass arms. I learned about reach that day, man. I thought because he was skinny and I was a little bit, I was skinny too, but a little bit more cocky than him, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was going to be able to get him with strength. I couldn't even get inside. Every time I tried to, boop, boop, boop. Just, reach was insane. But anyhow, I live 3412 Blake Ave. We fought on the corner of Pecos and Colton. And that news beat me home. Somebody drove past, seeing that we was fighting. They went home and called my step-pops. As soon as I walk in the house, what you out there fighting for? Such and such called me. Just a set of eyes on you, man. The community came together too, man. I told y'all already in a different essay, man. I told y'all how the power went out in the entire neighborhood. The entire neighborhood. And everybody on my street, I won't say everybody, the street was long, but the, 3-4 houses to each side, including the house way down at the corner, we all came together and threw a big old party right in my front yard. Went to Kmart, got the little torches or whatever that you stick in the ground, lit those to get the light, had 2 different grills out there set up, a whole bunch of charcoal. It was a block party. We turned the power outing into a block party. It's just how the community came together. When Mikey, y'all know him as Chip A, when he ran away from the crib, first of all, let's make it clear. We all knew he was at Shalia house. It didn't make no sense for him to be anywhere else, right? We knew he was at Shalia house. Hell, he couldn't have been nowhere else because the rest of us, we out there looking for him. We scouring the entire neighborhood looking for him. Only to, hours later, pop back up at Shalia house. And he right there. We convinced him to go home, man. You see what I'm saying? But all of us was out there looking for him, seriously. Because Mikey done ran away. You know what I'm saying? When our house caught on fire, we had a small little laundry room. And you know how you got the exhaust fan or whatever? That exhaust fan malfunctioned. And I guess a piece of it, fell down onto a basket of clothes. So the house caught on fire. The only reason why the house wasn't completely destroyed or why we wasn't too much affected as far as smoke inhalation is because that laundry door was closed. So that kind of prevented the smoke from spreading the way, spreading as easily as it would have. But we went right around the corner to Rick and Carla house for 3 days while Red Cross came and did their thing. You see what I'm saying? Got that fixed, got some roofers out there, took care of that. And we was right back in the crib. But the community came to our aid. When the house next door that Mike Jones lived in, rest in peace Mike Jones, he died after we left, after we moved out of our house. That house caught on fire. Mike Jones died because of smoke inhalation. Everybody from the hood threw a big old barbecue right there on that street, right at Bill Hill house, so that they could raise the funds to bury him. By the time his mom got out there to assess everything and begin to take care of everything, we already had the money to bury him raised already. You see what I'm saying? It's rumored, I don't know. It's rumored that, his mom deeded that property to Bill Hill, but, it hasn't been rebuilt on, man. It's still a vacant lot to this day. But, man, it's just the community came together in so many instances that I can't see it any other way. But I know that wasn't everybody's experience, right? This is why when, my homegirl Trinity, who happened to be a wireman, who, lives right by me, I didn't know she was a wireman or a wire woman, excuse me, until, a whole year after we first met. We met when she pulled up on me. I was doing my brakes and she asked me, like, you a mechanic? I'm like, no, I'm not a mechanic. I just know how to do a little bit of stuff on cars, what you need or whatever. She was like, I need an oil change, so on and so forth, So I told her, buy the stuff and I'll take care of it. Well, Wumpty. She bought the stuff. I took care of it. She looking at me crazy when I didn't charge her. Like, no, I'm just here for my community. When I first moved into the building that I lived in, a woman that lived there forever named Doris, all right, older black lady. She needed, she was buying a new bed and she needed it built. So, okay, hit me on Saturdays. I'm off on Saturdays. She hit me Saturday. I go over there, boom, boom, do that. Don't charge her nothing. She looking at me crazy. So she started, she goes to a lot of food banks because she feeds the homeless a lot. So she started going to these food banks and she would just drop groceries off, at our door. And I'm not gonna lie, it was times where we actually needed those groceries, but we had to tell her to stop because she kept bringing a whole bunch of stuff. And a lot of these, things that go to food banks, they're near spoiling basically before they go to the food bank. They basically trying to get rid of it before it goes bad. So anyway, like I said, we had to tell her to stop. But when my son take out the trash, he would have to stop at her door, take out her trash also. Like, that's just the way, I was raised. It's just the way that I've always pretty much seen things. You see what I'm saying? And so, like I say, that's why I'm big on community. That's the reason why. And to be honest with you, I don't know how we got away from that. Like, I'm looking at this California fire stuff, right? And I'm watching the community respond and all of that, and it's a lot of good people doing a lot of good things. I know that we sent a number of engines from our jurisdictions out here in Vegas down there. I know a lot of other jurisdictions, sent engines, to fight that fire. Seen this morning, we got a food truck, a black run food truck going out there to go feed the firemen, right? I'm sure there's support flowing in from communities everywhere. You see what I'm saying? But I just think it's sad that it takes incidents like this to activate that. You see what I'm saying? If nothing was wrong, I don't believe many of that, sense of community in people would be activated, right? And it's sad, that so many people have died in this fire, although having, what seems like ample time. I'm not there, so I don't want to, put it on somebody like, oh, they waited forever to leave or anything like that. I'm not there dealing with it. I don't know the situation. Just from my vantage point, it seems like, there was ample time given for people to get up out of there and get to a better situation, right? And it's no way that I can believe that people would value their properties, their possessions over their life. The only way it makes sense in my head is that, I believe, again, just my opinion, not saying that this is the case. I just believe that a lot of the people who stayed behind just felt like they had nowhere to go. Possibly because, the people that they would have gone to probably lived in the same neighborhood, lived in the same area, and everybody's affected. I know a lot of people don't like to burden other folks, but it's like, we have to tap into that community. We got to tap. That's what people are here for. I know a lot of people live by these sayings like born alone, die alone. Yeah, but you don't live alone. You see what I'm saying? It's not good for man to be alone. That's why there's 8 billion people on this planet and not just one person, or one person per, continent, basically. Because we are social creatures. We got to tap into our communities, right? But I don't want to just ramble on, man. I just want y'all to, answer this question. Are you a part of your community, or do you just live in a neighborhood? That's what you got to figure out. And it's times like these where something completely out of your hand, a fire, a hurricane, a tornado, these are the times where you need to tap into your community. So you got to get out there, make your presence known, be present. You got to do that so that when you have issues like this, you don't even have to worry about trying to find out where you can go. What the community does in situations like this, if you tapped into it, somebody pick up the phone. Hey, I hear such and such going on in your area. You good? Hey, we got space for you. You and your entire family welcome. When it was the fire in New Mexico, like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I just remember seeing all of these posts on social media of people sharing, hey, I live in West Texas. I got room for this amount of people and animals. Hey, we way up in Santa Fe, but we got room for people and animals. Man, there's so many people out in this world that's willing to help out just because they good people. Not going to charge you, none of that. It's a lot of people in this world that are just here to serve others. That's their purpose. They are here to be of service. Ask yourself this question, man. Why does a person choose to be a firefighter? Yeah, they got days where they'll go to work and they'll be assigned to go, pull up at a school for a job fair. But for the most part, 99% of the calls going into that building is for somebody in need. They pulling up to a bad accident, pulling out the jaws of life. They pulling out to a house fire, a building fire. They risking their lives. In a lot of small towns, these people are volunteers. Why do they choose to do that? They have no choice. It was chosen for them. They were put here to service others. And shout out to those firefighters from all of the jurisdictions. Shout out to the prisoners that are fighting fires. Shout out to the volunteers that are fighting fires. And shout out to everybody out there supporting them and the people that are in need. But as y'all can see, I'm about to go tap into this Chipotle because your boy is starving, and I got a pretty busy week ahead of me. I think when I get to St. Louis on Wednesday, I think I'm going to go live that day. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to try and figure out this live stuff. And being that I really have nothing to do that night, and the fact that it's going to be super cold, it's really no better time. But as long as I have this essay out by then, if I don't, then it'll come out for sure at that moment, man. But I want y'all to have a really blessed Sunday. I want y'all to, really be around the people that y'all love today, man. Tap into your communities and just enjoy being alive, man. Even if you stress, man, put that stress away for 10 minutes and enjoy. Walk outside and enjoy your weather if your weather is beautiful. You see what I'm saying? If your weather not beautiful outside, enjoy being in the warmth of being inside, man. You see what I'm saying? Just find something about today to enjoy, all right?